Every group has a beginning, it has a middle, and it should have an end. Every single night you should have a clear ending to your group. It shouldn't fizzle out where 2 or 3 people stay chatting for hours. There's a lot of practical reasons for this, like your kids are all going to be crying by the time you leave, or everyone's exhausted on their drive home. So how you end actually sets the tone for whether people are going to come on time, whether or not they're going to take the time seriously, or whether they're going to wait until the very last possible second to share something that's really going on with their heart. It's a really common occurrence to wait to the last moment to share something really heavy or deep. And so you want them to know when that last moment is. It's not after everyone else has left. If you're at someone else's house especially, you as the leader need to actually model that by leaving and actually shush everybody else out the door for the host so that the host doesn't get caught kind of stuck in a long conversation after the group has ended. So end on time and let people know that you're going to do that. And then they're not offended when you're like, all right, everybody get out of here because the group's over. So every group has a season, and those seasons should end. You know, Jesus had a group. He had about 3 years for his group, and then he said, I'm going to leave now. And the disciples didn't like that idea. They wanted him to stay. And well, just like your group wouldn't want you to leave if you were a leader. But by far the best way is to time limit a group and say, yeah, we're going to meet for a year or 2. And then just set the expectation on the front end. We're going to meet for a couple years, and then some of you are going to go branch out and we'll start multiple groups. In this way, we're actually connecting and reaching everyone in the whole church. We're not just going to hole up in this group. Our relationship with each other is going to continue because we have a relationship outside of the group, but the group itself isn't going to continue on. So it's important that you pay attention to where your group is at. A lot of times people don't want a group to end because it feels like it failed or it died or there's something wrong with it. And I've even heard people say, well, healthy things grow. You know, eventually if something grows and grows and grows, it becomes a nuisance, like a weed, right? And in this sense, a group actually needs to have a season and an ending. It needs to die. Jesus said it this way, that unless a plant dies, it doesn't produce any seeds. And so in a very real way, all the leaders in all of the groups that I'm looking for to start new groups are actually already locked up and connected into groups that already exist. The groups are full of leaders that won't be released to be missionaries, to go start new groups, or leaders that are unwilling to risk ending the group, letting it scatter, and then starting a new group. The kingdom of heaven is just like that. It's like a little bit of yeast that works its way through the whole lump of dough. It's the idea that the kingdom spreads. It doesn't stay, it doesn't get stuck. And part of why it gets stuck is because we have in our minds that that group then has to go on forever. You know, healthy things don't always grow. Healthy things die and they produce seed, and then those seeds then find their way out and reach the whole world.